This is Shabir Ally. He have his own program. And as you know, Shabir Ally is a brave man who ran away from debating me. And this is supposedly his daughter. They told me his daughter. I thought she is a stranger. She is, the question is, what is the Holy Spirit in the Quran? What is the Holy Spirit in the Quran? Okay, so.
Ali from the Islamic Information Center. Dr. Shabir, tell me about the Holy Spirit. Is there any mention of it in the Quran?
Well, yes. More technically, the Quran mentions Ruh al-Qudus, which literally would mean the spirit of holiness. And there are a few mentions of that term in the Quran. Most often, Ruh, or spirit, is mentioned in the Quran without the extension spirit of holiness. But nonetheless, we are talking about a spirit that is holy, that is close to God, and in what way this relates directly to God, this is not entirely spelled out in the Quran. But the Quran itself cautions us by saying, يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنِ الرُّوحِ. They ask you concerning the spirit. قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. Say the spirit is by the command of my Lord, or the spirit is from among the affairs of my Lord. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And you have not been given of knowledge except a little.
Do you see? The same thing again. Muhammad, he keeps saying the spirit, the spirit, the spirit. They ask him, what is the spirit? What is the answer? Allah, he answered them saying, the spirit is from the command of Allah, and you do not know much. This is what they are asking you. They are asking you. You tell them you do not know much. So now what is the spirit? Shabir Ally, he confirmed that we as a Muslim, we know nothing really about the Holy Spirit.
That cautions us from thinking we know much about the Holy Spirit. Whatever else is said about the Spirit in the Quran, we must fall back on the humble position of saying that we don't really know much about the Spirit.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? What happened to the thief? This is what happened when you are a thief. I go to university and I claim to be a professor in physics. And then somebody asks me 42xy plus etc. minus etc. and percentage of etc. and the speed of light. And and what does that mean? I say to him, Allah knows best. You see how Muhammad, he established a religion? It turned to be that the Muslim, they have no idea whatsoever what is that spirit. And this is not me saying that. Listen carefully, Muslim. This is not Christian Prince's opinion. Listen carefully.
Ruh. They ask you concerning the spirit. قُلِ الرُّوحُ مِنْ أَمْرِ رَبِّي. Say the spirit is by the command of my Lord, or the spirit is from among the affairs of my Lord. وَمَا أُوتِيتُم مِّنَ الْعِلْمِ إِلَّا قَلِيلًا. And you have not been given of knowledge except a little. That cautions us from thinking we know much about the Holy Spirit. Whatever else is said about the Spirit in the Quran, we must fall back on the humble position of saying that we don't really know much about the Spirit.
So Muslims, if you call me, here we go, my name is Arabian Prophet, I am sent by Allah, call me, ask me any question you want. I will give you a very easy answer. Allah knows best. I am sure you will be satisfied. So this funny book who keeps saying the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit, and yet nobody in this religion knows what is the Holy Spirit. And then you will find the Abdul in the comment section saying to me, no, Christian Prince, we knew the Holy Spirit is Jibreel. There is not a single verse in the Quran says that this is Jibreel. Where in the Quran we can find the verse saying that Jibreel is the Holy Spirit? Any Muslim? Who is a Muslim in the chat can help us? I can open Skype and you can call me. Let me open Skype so we can receive calls in case there is any Muslim. He want to try his best to prove to us that Islam is not a silly religion. It's not a theft. It's not a cult born of other beliefs. It is something real. There is no way this guy Muhammad is a prophet, yet he do not know what is the Holy Spirit. And there is no way there's a book. The Quran claimed that the book is the book. Quran is the book of guidance. Yet this God, he forgot to tell the Muslim that Jibreel is the Holy Spirit. Did Allah ever say that Jibreel is the Holy Spirit? Any Muhammadan? My Skype is open. Feel free. I will be happy to just text me. You know. And I will be happy to take your, your request. So how Muhammad claiming to be a prophet? If we go in the Quran, we will find, if we mention the Holy Spirit, we will find the following. Something wrong with this. Chapter 2, verse number 87. The Messiah, Isa, supposedly, is the one who was sponsored or supported by Ruh al-Qudus. Ruh mean spirit, Qudus mean holy. So this is about the Messiah. You see, it's attached to the Messiah. We go to different verse. Chapter 2, verse number 253 in the Quran, the chapter of the cow again. As you know, the Muslim origin is Hindus. Here again it says that the Messiah, the son of Mary, we gave him clear proofs and evidence, and we supported him with the Holy Spirit. Between two brackets, the Muslim, they add Jibreel. But in the Quran, nowhere it says Jibreel. Let me put it in the screen in case you didn't see it in the screen. Give me a second. Actually, the screen was off, right? Let me go back then. So this is the chapter 287. As you see, it's about Jesus. The chapter of Al-Baqarah, the cow. It's about Jesus. You will see always the second you say Holy Spirit, you see Jesus. And then we go to different verse. Chapter 2, verse number 53. Again, we supported him with the Holy Spirit. We go to different verse. Chapter 5, verse number 110. It's about Jesus. And we supported him with what? With the Holy Spirit. Between two brackets, the Muslim, they are Jibreel. And this is, you see how the forgery, even for their book, work. If Allah did not say Jibreel, why you put Jibreel? Can't Allah use the word Jibreel? Do Allah is missing the name? He do not know to say Jibreel? Obviously, if it's Jibreel, Jibreel is a well-known person, and the Quran mentioned the name Jibreel many times. But nowhere in the Quran Allah says Jibreel is the Holy Spirit. So how the Muslim, they come to such a conclusion that Jibreel is the Holy Spirit? Muhammad says so. But shouldn't Muhammad go by the Quran? Same time. And here I want people to focus with me. Again, if you are a Muslim, you can text me in Skype, and I will be happy to take you. Yeah, my friend, if you have a friend, Muslim friend, he can text me. That's what we are saying. You do not need to ask me. If you have a Muslim, he wanna call me. Always, Muslims are welcome. But remember, I'm not staying online in my Skype. I open it only when I go live. The coward who won't debate a real Muslim. Let us see this guy. Look like he is a real Muslim. Let us see. The only real Muslim I know is Ultimate Fort. Who accept the corrupt Quran. Let us call this kid. He said to me, you are a coward, you don't accept to debate a real Muslim. So I became curious now. We are trying to call him, but we are not reaching yet. Let's try again. You see what he's saying to me? Look at this. And the funny is, his name is Tony. I mean, he's a Muslim, he called himself Tony. And I called him to say, you know, no answer. He did not answer. Let us call him again. Tony, the real Muslim. Muhammad became Tony now. Okay, he's not answering. Let us see who is next.